Hi, I'm Jennifer Kendall, the founder of Acuity Path, where we support women entrepreneurs to grow with clarity, confidence, and purpose. Whether you're tuning in from your home office or catching a quiet moment between meetings, I am so glad you're here. In today's video, we're going to talk about how to cut through the noise and finally focus on what truly matters. Specifically, I'm going to share with you the prioritization formula, a practical way to identify your needle-moving tasks and drop the rest. My goal is to give you something that you can take and use right away, something that helps you feel more grounded, aligned, and empowered in your business and your life. So grab a notebook, settle in, and let's dive in. Let me ask you this. How many times have you ended your day absolutely drained? But when you look back, you realize you spent 3 hours answering emails, organizing files, and maybe even scrolling social media for research. Well, that important client proposal, it sat untouched. I know that feeling all too well. As women entrepreneurs, we are pros at multitasking. We can juggle client deadlines, school pickups, grocery runs, and still find ourselves trying to squeeze in business growth. But here's what I've learned the hard way. Being busy isn't the same as being effective. I used to think my worth was tied to the length of my to-do list. If it had 50 items, I felt legit. If it had 100, I thought, now I'm a serious entrepreneur. But here's the truth. That list became a monster. It grew faster than I could cross things off, and I felt I was running in place while my real goals just gathered dust. Does this sound familiar? Okay, let's talk about how we get out of this. Let's talk about the prioritization formula. Step one, the great brain dump. I know this isn't everyone's cup of tea, but I promise you it's really an effective tactic. First, let's get everything out of your head. Write it all down. Your client proposals, the organizing of your junk drawer, even that TikTok video that you want to try or start for business. I want you to write down everything, whether it is big, small, reasonable, ridiculous. If it's in your head, I want you to get it out and get it down. Keep in mind that list may not happen in one sitting. You may, in a fast brain dump, get out about 70%, but if you let it sit there, you'll find that more things will come forward in your mind and you can add those to your list. Once you feel your list is complete, I want you to sort that list into 3 buckets. The first bucket is your moneymaker bucket. These are tasks that are directly linked to generating income. This could be proposals, follow-ups, launching a new program. The next list is your connection builders. These are the tasks that would nurture relationships. Perhaps it's sending a thank you card, a coffee with a mentor, even calling your sister. Your connection builders can be personal and business. And the third list is your energy fillers. So these are tasks that fill your tank. Maybe it's a morning walk, a pottery class, or even a guilt-free Netflix binge. No judgment here. I do them. After you've allocated all of those tasks from your brain dump into the 3 buckets, you'll notice that there's a number of items that isn't going to fit. And that's okay. Things like filing taxes, it's a necessity. We have to do it as entrepreneurs. Maybe a website update. Again, that website update might not be something that's going to be revenue generating, and it's definitely not for me an energy filler, but it's still something that needs to get done as an entrepreneur. In your personal life, you're going to have the same sort of tasks. Laundry, for example, is something I do have to do, but it's not something I enjoy doing. It doesn't give me energy, but it is something that I need to do. So the key is that all those items that did not fit into those 3 buckets, these are items that you may want to give your permission to drop them, especially if they're shoulds. If they're shoulds and they don't serve your mission or vision, whether that vision be for your personal life or your business, then really look at them and ask yourself, can I drop them? If they can be dropped, just cross them off the list. Done. Easy. The key is you have to make the decision to drop it. Okay, step 2 is the 80-20 reality check. You've probably heard about that 80-20 rule. 20% of your actions create 80% of your results. The trick is finding your 20%. And let me be honest, these are often the tasks we avoid. The sales call, raising your rates, publishing the blog that will make you visible, recording video. These are things that make you uncomfortable because they may require us to step up, risk rejection, or own our expertise. But they are exactly where the magic happens. Those things that are really uncomfortable are often your needle movers, disguised as scary monsters. Those are the things that you probably want to drive and prioritize at the top. Step 3, let's look at the Eisenhower matrix. This grid has saved my sanity more times than I can count. It's a great way of taking all the tasks on your list, especially if you had trouble getting rid of some of the shoulds. This is a great way to weed out some more of them. So if you were to go through all of your tasks, you list them as important or not important. And then you go through again and list them as urgent or not urgent. Every task should be able to get important or not important or urgent or not urgent. When you look at that allocation, anything that is important and urgent, these are things you have to do now. Do them first, prioritize them at the top. Anything that is important but not urgent, these are things that you can schedule. Still things that need to get done, but you can definitely schedule them. Anything that is not important and urgent, I challenge you that these are things that you can delegate, and maybe you need to find out why they became urgent. Is there something that you can do differently? And if you can't delegate them, perhaps there's a way to automate them. So these are real things that you can dive a little bit deeper into. And then finally, they're not important and they're not urgent. So the question is, can you just cross them off? I really want you to sit down and ask yourself, does this task actually move me closer to what I want? If not, cross it off. Stop filling yourself with busy work and get it off your list. Again, I stress it's about making the decision, because if you don't make the decision, it's still going to linger in your brain, even if you cross it off a list. So you have to make the decision to let it go. Step 4 is the power of 3. This is a great step for now for the items that you have prioritized. So this is where every morning before you check email or scroll Instagram, choose your top 3 most important tasks for the day. Not 13, not 23, just 3. I like to pick the ones that if I do those 3 and only those 3, at the end of the day, I'm still going to feel good about what I did. Once you've picked your 3, consider these your non-negotiables. These things are what's going to truly move you forward today. If you get more done, celebrate and do more. But at a minimum, you must do your top 3. Step 5 is a weekly reality check or a check-in. I do mine on Sundays, but feel free to do it whenever it fits for you. Perhaps it's every Friday. What I want you to do is just take some time to pause and reflect. Ask yourself, which tasks energize me? Maybe you need to reorganize some things. Maybe some things are more energy fillers than you thought they were. And which ones drained me? Just because something is a draining task does not mean it goes away. However, when I identify something as an energy drainer, it means I want to schedule them at times in which I have the most amount of energy. Might seem counterproductive, but if I have high energy and I do energy draining activities, then when I am a little bit drained, I can pick up tasks that are energy filling to bring me back up. Hopefully that makes sense. And then ask yourself, where did I spend time that didn't move the needle? This is another great way of checking in with yourself and seeing if you're doing make busy tasks. Keep in mind, this isn't about perfection. It's about patterns. Maybe This kind of reflection will help you realize that social media eats about 2 hours a day, when maybe 30 minutes will do. Or batching saves you about 3 hours midweek. Be honest with yourself as you do this. And if something keeps showing up but never creates results, it might be another signal that it's time to let it go. Step 6, boundaries are strategic. I talk about this a lot. The boundaries are so, so important because your time and energy is limited. And protecting them, it's not selfish, it's smart. That means saying no, delegating, and blocking time for deep work. And it means remembering this very important thing. Burnout is not a badge of honor. It's your body waving a bright, big white flag. Real success comes from showing up consistently, not just intensely. I want to stress that productivity should be fun. It doesn't have to feel heavy. So here are some ways that I like to keep productivity feeling good. I like to keep a done list. So at the end of every day, I reflect back and celebrate all the things I got accomplished. I also like to celebrate wins, even if they're small. Use colorful pens or stickers for your top three. Whatever works for you, whatever you love. I love picking up new office supplies, pretty stickers, different color markers. So if that makes you happy, then find ways to use it. Your top three is a great way to experiment and play. Reward yourself for deleting busy work. Seriously, if you're going to cross off those things or get rid of things, outsource, delegate, automate, celebrate, reward yourself, treat yourself. Is there a fancy coffee that you like? Whatever makes you happy doesn't have to be big. It could simply be a square of your favorite chocolate. Just make sure that you treat yourself. And at the end of the day, don't ask, did I do it all? But ask yourself, did I move the needle today? Just reframing that question can make a big difference to how you feel about the completion of the day. What brings you joy, you will continue to do. So find ways to bring joy into your systems. Okay, let's close this off. Here's my challenge for you. Every day, I want you to pick your top three needle movers and make sure you get them done. I want you to drop at least one task this week that does not serve you. Cross it off, get it rid of it. Remember to give yourself permission. Never look at it again. And I'd like you to notice the shift in your focus, your energy, and your results just by doing these two things. Lots of ideas in this video, but just focus on these two things and see what happens. Once you build these into habits, then add some more of the tips that we provided today. Because you don't have to do all of them to be successful. You just have to do the right things consistently. Finally, I'd really love to hear from you. What is that one task that you're committing to this week that will move you the needle? And share it in the comments or send me a message. I'd love to celebrate with you. Because when you focus on what matters, you don't just create results, you create space in your life and your business for what you really want. And that truly is worth celebrating.